Hey everybody, it's Chris Eads, known online as Wootini, here with another gay gamer video podcast. This week I want to talk about the topic that I was going to talk about last week, except that the Switch happened, so that was all I could talk about. So this week I wanted to talk about exclusives, because a couple weeks ago Microsoft announced that they were canceling Scalebound, which was one of their, bigger exclusive games for the Xbox One. It was not something I was particularly interested in. The footage that I saw of it was not, exciting to me. It's the type of game that looks cool, but I know that if I try to play it, I'm gonna get, really frustrated, because I won't be that good at it. But it, surprised me, because now, it's well, what are they gonna do? I know that Microsoft still has, Halo and Gears of War and whatever, but it's not good, because, that's how you sell systems, is by having really good exclusives. Because 90% of the games are gonna be on multi-platform, so it doesn't matter, but if you want someone to choose the Xbox One over the PlayStation 4, you kind of need to give them a reason to buy the Xbox One. And I'm worried that, that's not really a thing anymore. Because the thing is that, to be fair, as I've said in previous episodes, and longtime viewers will know, I got an Xbox One long before I got a PlayStation 4. And that was because of Dance Central Spotlight. That came out, and I said, okay, fine, I will get my Xbox One, that will be what I get. And it was great until Harmonix stopped supporting it, and then they were like, we're going to go do Rock Band 4 now, so sorry, Dance Central fans. That's it. But I also appreciated with the Xbox One that Microsoft was like, we're going to bundle the Kinect in with it, and that way the developers will develop for the Kinect, and it'll be really awesome, and they'll actually use it, as opposed to on the 360, where it was just an accessory that hardly nobody bought, so nobody wanted to develop for it, that it'll be okay this time. It was not. Because almost immediately they backpedaled, and they're like, oh, we're sorry, never mind, you don't have to have a Kinect, it's okay. And I was like, ugh. Because, to me, the Kinect is what really distinguished the Xbox One from the PlayStation 4. It was something that the PlayStation didn't do. And so, it's sort of frustrating, but now that I have a PlayStation 4, there are things about the PlayStation 4 that I actually prefer, which is annoying. Because I didn't like the PS3 controller, it was too small, it was awkward. I preferred the Xbox controller, it was more comfortable in my giant human hands. But with the PS4 controller, they kind of fixed it, and now it's okay, and so that's not really, comfort isn't an issue anymore. And I've also discovered, as I've said in previous episodes, that sharing, taking screenshots or video, and then sharing them directly to Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube or whatever, so much more streamlined and way easier on the PlayStation than on the Xbox. It's annoying. On the Xbox, you have to take a screenshot, and it's really hard to do. That's the one time when I will still use the Kinect, is to say, take a screenshot, and it'll do it. But I prefer pressing a button. It's more immediate, and you're getting that particular moment, maybe. But, you can send it to Twitter, but it'll send a link, and I don't want to post a link to a photo, I want to just post the photo. It's easier. So, it's super annoying. I have to, upload it to the drive, and then I will take the photo and upload it to Facebook or Twitter, because it's just, I prefer the more direct thing. So it's just sort of annoying, and it's just funny to me, because I use my PlayStation 4 now. Back in the day, I used my 360 more, and my PS3 was basically just a glorified Blu-ray machine. But now, my PS4 gets a lot more use, and that's not just because of No Man's Sky, which I literally cannot stop playing practically every day. The PlayStation 4, it's a better, more streamlined interface, and everything it's easier, and it's better. And on the Xbox, everything's kind of clunky and annoying, and So I basically use it for Rock Band 4, because I couldn't get Rock Band for the PlayStation because I wouldn't have been able to transfer over all of my DLC, because all of my DLC was on the 360, so it's all linked to my Microsoft account. So I would have to rebuy all those songs, and I don't even want to think about how much money I spent that I would have to respend, because that would not be cool. So my Xbox is now basically a glorified Rock Band machine, with a little Dance Central here and there. And then, of course, there's the free games that you get with Xbox Live Gold, but like some of them show up on PlayStation Plus anyway, so, you know, they kind of, you can take both. But I just find myself using my PlayStation a lot more than my Xbox now, and it makes me wonder if Microsoft is going to make another Xbox in the future. Like, I'm sure they're already, like, there's something in development, a follow-up was in development right from when the Xbox One first came out, but I don't know how far they're going to go with it, because I don't know what the point is at this point. It's like, well, what are you going to do? But the interesting thing to me is that, like, of all the systems, Nintendo is the one that I feel is above the others because they are the most unique. Hear me out. Hear me out. If you think about it, the Xbox and the PlayStation are pretty much the same thing. They're gaming machines. They do other stuff. And then one of them might have a better interface, PlayStation. But they basically do the same thing. You have a controller, you play your games, you're done. And, you know, there was a Kinect, or the Move controllers, but those are extra, and nobody wants to waste money on things that aren't going to be supported, or won't have good games for it. Whereas with Nintendo, their recent systems have all had a gimmick. And I know people are like, oh, Nintendo should just get out of the hardware business, they don't know what they're doing, they should just make games, because they make great games, but they don't make great systems. I think they make great systems. Obviously they make great games. But I think they also make great systems, because you have the Wii, which introduced motion controls, which was, like, so cool. Yes, I know it got a little annoying and ridiculous, but it was still pretty cool. I loved playing Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess and swinging the sword around. You know, I know it wasn't, like, complete one-to-one movement, but just going like this to, like, you know, that was cool to me. I loved that. So, and the DS, you had 2 screens, that was so cool. The 3DS, suddenly it was 3D without glasses. For me, that was, like, the most amazing thing ever. So, then you had the Wii U, which had, it was like a combination. It's like you had the dual screen experience, but on your home system. And they didn't really support the Wii U that well, and it didn't do that well, so okay, fine, whatever. But the Switch is another really interesting idea, where it's a system that you can play at home, but then you can also bring it with you, take it to wherever you're going, and you can play it as a portable, or you can set up the screen and divvy up the controllers and play it with people as a multiplayer portable game. Because there's not really multiplayer portable games. Because if you have your, you know, from your Game Boy to your DS, like your Vita, like that's just you. It's one screen. It's hard to share that. So, but here, it's a different kind of experience. And that's what I love about Nintendo, is that they're not just, we're going to make a game machine that's a box with a controller and you play games. And we'll just improve the graphics every time we make a new system. Here, Nintendo's giving you a different experience, a different way to play a game. And that, to me, is really cool. And, of course, there's the games, because they have, like, the best exclusives, because, you know, you can choose to buy an Xbox or a PlayStation, and you're going to miss out on, like, a handful of exclusive games on the system that you didn't buy, but most of the games are going to be available for both. But with Nintendo, if you want to play a Mario, a Zelda, Animal Crossing, Mario Kart, Mario Party, any of those Kirby games, whatever, Yoshi, like, all of that stuff, you need to have the Nintendo system, because you're not going to be able to play them anywhere else. So, you know, that's a step up, you know, that's something they have going for them. So, like, I hope Nintendo does not ever get out of the console business, because they keep innovating and trying different things. And yeah, the Wii U didn't take. I'm hoping the Switch takes, because the Switch seems like a really great idea. And I'm hoping that it works out really well and becomes super popular and everybody loves it and they make lots of great games for it. Hopefully, also, it'll do really well, so it'll have the third-party support that the Wii enjoyed, because the Wii U did not have third-party support, and it was sad. That's Nintendo's one drawback, is that the third-party support isn't great. But, like I said, if you want those Mario and Zelda games, you have to shell out. So you can have either an Xbox or a PlayStation, but if you want to play those games, you're going to also need to have whatever the Nintendo system is to go along with your Xbox or PlayStation. Alright, I have rambled on way too long about this. I don't know. I actually wouldn't mind if Microsoft stopped making Xboxes, and then they would just sell, the Microsoft studios would make games that would appear on the Nintendo and the PlayStation. But maybe they make enough money that they'll keep making Xboxes. I don't know. I mean, because the other thing is that I like that there's competition, because competition makes them have to innovate for the next round of consoles. I just feel like with Microsoft and PlayStation, they're not really innovating much. It's like a better system, but they're not innovating like Nintendo, where Nintendo is like, okay, we're going to give you a whole new way that you can play your game, which is, I think, pretty cool. So, yes, I'm a bit of a Nintendo nerd, but like I say, I've said this a bunch of times, I always try to be console agnostic. I may buy one system before the other, but I do eventually own all systems. That way I can play everything. Well, not everything, because I don't like everything, obviously. I'm not going to be playing Gears of War or Halo, but I'll have the opportunity to play everything. Because, I don't want to be one of those fanboys who's, like, vehemently defending the company that they prefer and saying that the other ones are crap. That's not cool. Shouldn't do that. So let me know what your favorite system is in the comments, and I will see you back here next week for another topic. Bye!